Alright, let's take a look at Paul Wesley, who plays Stefan in the Vampire Diaries in a leading male role. Alright, jumping straight into body shots. Thank goodness the Vampire Diaries constantly is undressing these guys, because it makes them quite easy to transvestigate. So, I actually think he's biologically male. Just as surprising as Elena, except not technically surprising, because he looked male when watching the show, and he still looks male checking the dimensions now. But yeah, see that jutting collarbone thing I've been mentioning? He's got it. He's got a low level of overall body fat. He's quite a slim guy, but he's also very muscular, so the shape of the pectorals and everything looks very, very male and natural. I'm not sure if they've used like CGI or painting or anything to make this all look more defined, but it is incredibly defined, so I don't really know. But the shape of his shoulders is quite square across, and looks like it's quite broad and would support 3 head widths. Main thing here, the shoulder bone would be right about there, and go down, it's definitely wider than the hip bones. So the navel we've got here, looks like we've got hips down lower. You know, the overall torso looks very, very straight. I'm inclined to think this is a male. Oh, let's not forget the Adonis belt. Okay. Just like I mentioned in my Kevin Sorbo video, he's doing the sign of the Baphomet, which is supposedly a symbol for transgendered people. So I'm not sure if that means that he is claiming to be one of them, or if he knows about it, or if he's a worshipper in the same kind of cult, or if they're instructed to do this, or if he just thinks it's the peace sign and he's doing that. Could be anything. Just kind of weird, wonky looking eyes. But this facial structure, I would pity a girl if she had that facial structure, I just gotta say. Strong cheekbones, broad jaw, mouth looking wide, the corner of the lips going up to the pupils in the wider set eyes. So, a long gap between the nose and the mouth, strong chin, very male torso. You know, if it was female, you'd probably be seeing more of a curve coming out right about there. Musculature looking very male. He's not one of those pumped up, scary steroid people. He's just very, very muscular, but looks pretty normal to me. Well, again, not normal, but looks natural for a male. Sloped brow, strong jaw, arm length looking correct. Yeah. Feet looking quite big, like a male. Right. Brow ridge, definitely got a brow ridge. Got kind of hooded eyes and heavy brow. Strong chin, strong jaw. He's got the chiseled kind of gaunt face look going on. See an Adam's apple. Square looking shoulders, definitely looks like 3 head widths. Again, we're looking at overwhelmingly straight torso. No, dimensions everywhere here looking male to me. Very, very thin hips. This picture is likely to be a bit photoshopped. It looks very doctored, but the essential dimensions, I imagine they wouldn't change too much because they don't usually seem to. It does look very male, so seeing indentations here, which would be the Adonis belt. Male looking musculature. Don't see anything weird and wonky going on with the details on chest, so it's pretty natural to me. Now these eyes are quite scary, and they are differently sized. So I don't know, that is very strange. But for anyone who says that, you know, FTMs are supposed to be prettier than regular men and so forth, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think this is a pretty man. I think this is he's a very masculine looking man, and I don't think he's got the look that I would consider pretty. So, I don't know, maybe that's just me. But, you know, he's got a brow ridge, male looking skin too. The essential texture of the skin looking male. Does seem like he grows a proper beard based on the shadow. The energy in the eyes does seem male too. So here he is with a girl who also was on the show, and she's on a spin-off of the show, which I haven't watched, but I think she's worth transvestigating later too. Very sinewy, muscular, bony looking creature, and I think she's an MTF. So with him though, look at the straight legs. Not much of a Q angle there at all. Everything about him looking pretty male. I'm not sure how tall he is. Since she's a model, she's got to be at least 5'9", because that's the low end height for fashion models. So I'd reckon maybe she's 5'10", and I guess that would make him 5'11"-ish. So, yeah, fairly tall, lanky, lean guy. Let's check out the digit ratio. Maybe this is slightly longer if you put the fingers together. Maybe they're the same. Nothing extraordinarily remarkable. The hand does look like it'd be about the right size for a male hand in comparison to the face. Very wide mouth. Looks male. He's of Polish descent, if I recall correctly, and, you know, he does appear that way. Not an overly pronounced Adam's apple. But what's interesting is I have noticed people who are younger these days, about in the, you know, people under 30, I would say, a lot of them don't look particularly masculine, and I don't think that they're all transgenders. But I do think it's because we've got so much, you know, for the last couple of decades, there's been a lot of usage of birth control pills, and so we've got all these hormones that, you know, they're not being filtered out of the water supply, and they've got to be in the water supply. So you must be drinking old hormones a lot of the time, and imagine what that does when women are drinking that through pregnancy and through feeding the child, and then the kid grows it, eats it, eats water, he drinks it the whole time he's growing up. So imagine what that must do to the body. So I think that's why we see some people of younger ages who look, males look a little bit more feminized, females look a little more masculinized. They are messing up the appearance of our genders through hormones in the water, through hormones in the food, through chemicals. But overall, he still does look overwhelmingly masculine to me. So, a bit younger, I guess. Having a pretty soft, doughy look to the face. Except the features still are sharp and defined, so, you know. He's one of those ones a little in the middle in the face department, but I wouldn't look at that face and think it's a female face, personally. And, you know, they can do a little bit with the body, but with FTMs I usually find the hips to be quite obvious, so with him, they are very narrow. He's got broader shoulders than hips. His body just looks male, you know. Ignoring all that extremely defined musculature, just look at the shape. It looks straight up and down, and got an Adonis belt, and you can see the stuff going on in the neck a bit better here with the lighting. And the pokey collarbone thing that always draws my eye. Square across collarbones, shape of the shoulders with muscle to create a slight slope, but not in the female way. Body looking very straight. If it was female, you'd probably have one of those really freakishly bulky bodies out to here, or you'd see a curve coming out. Looks male to me. That face, just very male face. Paul Wesley and Ian Somerhalder, neither one of them having incredibly pronounced anything in the throat really, but still both having quite large hands, male facial traits. Now look at this long neck, square shoulders, straight torso, both of them, yeah, they look male. Look at that brow ridge, that jaw, those shoulders. It's a boy. Very, thin and muscular at the same time. His legs definitely don't look like they have the curve of a female leg. Brow ridge again, jaw again. That back looks very straight. No, there's no curve to it. It's just straight, very straight back. That looks like a male rear. There's a broadness to the back and the pokey bit. There it is again. Yeah, so I'd say he looks male. Oh, there it is, the Adam's apple. It's pretty pronounced. Brow ridge. I mentioned before that sometimes there's a curve higher up on the skulls of some men from regions in Europe, like Germany, Scandinavia, and Poland is quite far north there too, so, it fits with the ancestry he's got. Yeah, looking quite large. And back to the beginning. So the star, Paul Wesley, playing Stefan in the Vampire Diaries, I do think he is a biological male. And that's that.